Hello there, Steve Walker here at Promise Money. Today I want to give you just some brief thoughts on mortgages for first-time commercial landlords. Now, I'm not talking about commercial mortgages for people who want to buy a property that their business is going to trade from. I'm talking about people who want to buy commercial property as an investment. Very often there'll be buy-to-let landlords who've decided to move into semi-commercial or commercial property. So here's the first thing. If you've got no experience in renting property out, as in buy-to-lets or something like that, commercial lenders generally don't like you. They don't want to go there because they want you to get experience first. But let's just talk through that in general. So what do I mean by experience? Well, if you've got 2 years and you've owned a couple of buy-to-lets for a couple of years, most are going to say, well, that's okay, that's satisfactory experience. If you haven't owned 2 buy-to-lets, it's only 1, well, we'll try and make a case. If it hasn't been 2 years and it's been less, then we'll try and make a case. But ideally, you want to have owned them for 2 years. Now, what's going to help? Well, things are going to help are going to be, firstly, if you're buying this property investment, could you take somebody in as a shareholder in the limited company or as a partner in the business to buy it with you who has got that level of experience? That will definitely help. Even if they come on as a director of a limited company but don't have shareholdings, it's going to help. So that's something to think about. The lender's also going to look at your business now. If you're a person who spent their life as employed in a role which has nothing to do with property, they're not going to look on that as favourably as somebody who's maybe employed in property management. That is a mitigant. That could help. So if that's what you do for a living as an employee, that's fine. If you're self-employed and maybe you might even own a commercial property that you run your business from or rent a commercial property. Self-employed in that sort of scenario, you have to deal with problems as and when they come up, which in many employed roles you don't. So that's a sort of nous that a lender may look at and say, okay, well, that will help. Other things as what sort of assets you've got. If you're looking to buy your first commercial property and you don't own any property at the moment, you're not even a homeowner, that's not going to go well. I've got to be honest, that's not what they're going to be looking for. If you are a homeowner, you have got strong assets, but your experience isn't as good as the lender would like, we can try and use that to mitigate it. You might have other security that you could offer. This is another way of going at it, of course. Don't automatically think that to get a commercial mortgage to buy a commercial property, especially for your first time, that you have to secure it against that commercial property. There might be other property that you have, your main residence, you might remortgage that, you might take a second charge out on that. So that's something else that you need to explore and talk to somebody about. But if you don't tick the boxes for the lenders, you haven't got other security, you haven't got the experience, you haven't got the level of assets, but you want to buy a property, a commercial property, and it makes commercial sense to buy it, then there are a few specialist lenders who will look at it. So it's not the end of the world, but what I would say is the more boxes you can tick for these lenders in terms of all those matters, experience, etc., the more choice of lender you're going to have, and the better rates you're likely to end up with. Whilst we're talking about this, commercial mortgages, do bear in mind that commercial mortgages, generally, lenders are looking for loans of 150, 250 and higher. So for smaller commercial properties, which is often the entry level, so somebody who's looking to get into commercial mortgages, on the smaller mortgages, there's less choice anyway. So you might be ending up with a lender who's a bit specialist anyway. In terms of loan to values, 65% or thereabouts if you don't have much experience. If we can persuade lenders that there are some mitigating factors, we might be able to get to 70, we might even get to 75. But if you don't have experience, I think you should really be budgeting on 65%, and anything else is a bonus. I think that's about it. The key thing also is have a look at the other videos we've got on YouTube. There's lots of videos there about commercial mortgages, mortgages for commercial landlords, affordability. Get an understanding of how they assess affordability on rental properties, because that varies by lender. Bear in mind, there's loads of commercial lenders out there and they all have a slightly different approach. Our job is to take your circumstances, help you make them look as attractive as they possibly can, write up a proposal, then go to the lenders that are likely to say yes. So the more that you can do to prepare yourself for this, the better. That's it for now on that one. First time commercial landlords. There's a bit of work to do if you've never owned a commercial property before. Unless, of course, you are buying it to trade your business from. That's different. And in that scenario, then we're going to be treating you as a owner-occupier, commercial owner-occupier, and a lot's going to come down to the strength of your business and your accounts in terms of affordability rather than rental income. Different scenario, there's a video on that as well. Watch that one as well. Hope that's helpful. Thanks, bye-bye.